And what do you think about the multi-million-dollar coin trading funds that are being put together these days?
I would like them if they had strong numismatists who understand the retail, wholesale, and other parts of the business and auction business, not just look at a chart or look at somebody promoted some date earlier and use that as a source of selling for the future. Because if people lose interest in a particular series, so does the price of the single coin go down. Therefore, the bag goes down, so does the roll go down. It's not the thing that I encourage. I don't, even though we've had clients who arbitrarily decided to collect quantity. Why? They liked it. They had trouble finding the first one. They bought more. But that's the rarity than the rule. I once went to a man's home when I was in St. Louis, went across the river to the other St. Louis. He took me out to dinner, then we went to his house, which is a big ranch house, and had a dining room that was about 35 feet long, and standard height, and about 15 feet wide. He did a lot of entertaining. He was in the produce business, not produce, the cattle business, and so he had to bring people in, selling and buying and all. And I walk into this beautiful, luxurious home, 30 feet by 8 feet high. Across the whole room was cases of proof sets. He showed me that he owned, and he bought from us an 1884 trade dollar, which was an expensive coin, because he wanted to finish his trade dollar sets. And this is how I got really friendly with him. And he took me over, and he wanted to show me what else he had. And he made more of a fuss about how many boxes and how many thousands of proof sets he had. He said, someday now I'm going to retire that. And I said to him, John, I hate to disagree with you, but when you show me that when they make 3 million proof sets, and you're going to find 3 million collectors that want to each want one set, I think then I'll agree with you. I said, don't forget, it started out with 3,600 proof sets in 36, and it went up to 20,000 in 42, and they started making 50,000 in 1950, and all of a sudden they got up to 500,000. Where are all the people that are not buying the stuff in front of it? The 500,000. And didn't understand. He didn't understand because he was motivated by quantity, like you buy a position in the stock market, or you bought a future on how many cattle you're going to run through the mill next week. But that doesn't make a collector. Yes, they hurt the collector, they influence people, they don't do the right thing by it. But they don't make a collector. And a collector is I hate to say it's a science to itself. It's a way people like to do things. They like to own. Pride of, back as I said much earlier to you, pride of possession, pride of ownership, pride of having something, good as, almost as good as, or better than somebody else, complete as almost complete as, or more complete as somebody else. These are the things that motivate them. And this is what people don't understand, that's what really makes a collector. You take people, I know what's gone on more recently. You take people that were collecting Tiffany glass, and they had other pieces made and other pieces found, and Tiffany started to imitate some of their own. And then you had this famous bird collector, which I happen to be. My wife happens to be. She liked the birds, the early ones. And I have about a dozen different birds. But they made, when he died, when Beam died, his wife took over and commercialized the Beam bird. So instead of making 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, which he used to do, and hand molded them himself, all porcelain, she made 500, 1,000, 2,000. So a place like Bergdorf Goodman here in New York, who used to be a distribution point for Beam, and it took me a year and a half for them to get me back a set of birds that my wife wanted, but we were there one day too late and they sold it to somebody else. They finally got it back from me, or we got it from somebody else. That's made my desire to own it. Not the fact that I'll send you 3 sets of them if you want instead of 1. So that's the difference of today, really. I don't mean to sound so bitter about some of the things we're talking about, but I don't like things that discourage rather than encourage. That's all. And you say the same thing in the stock market. They go back to that again. Penny stocks were easy to buy, well promoted, over promoted. The picture of Wall Street this week is a perfect example how you can do it. I mean, yes, there's a way. There are people that buy. They buy because they're selfish. They're jealous. There's something. Forget it. I mean, you can't make a rarity rare. Or yes, if you got all of them, melted them, the other parts, then you can do it.